Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Kay, back at it with a new video. The title of this video, there's going to be two groups of people in America. It's going to be the rich and the poor. There won't be any more middle class. Let's get started. The middle class, the upper middle class, is going to be the new lower middle class. The lower middle class of people gonna be the new poor group of people, and the poor people is just gonna be screwed. Things are getting so tough in America that it's gonna take 2 to 3 jobs just to make ends meet. You're gonna see more people, whether they get along or not, cohabitating together because they won't be able to afford a place of their own. Think about it. The average studio costs about $900. And to get a decent one-bedroom apartment, you're looking at anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 or more. And when you start getting into 2, 3 bedroom apartments, now you're talking close to $1,600 to $2,000. And if you're going on the high end, now you're talking, even more money. So it's going to get very difficult, and and people just won't have the money. Groceries are already sky high. Insurance is high on properties as well as cars, so you don't have any wiggle room there. And car notes the average price for a car is about $30,000, and that's just for a compact. When you start getting into the mid-size and the SUVs, now you're talking close to about $40,000 to $50,000 for the basic models. So things are getting so expensive now. People just won't have the wiggle room to do what they need to do. On the other hand, the wealthy gonna do really well. The ones that's wealthy gonna be super wealthy, and and they won't have any problems. It's gonna be tougher to get into the United States. If you're already in, you're good to go. But the government is clamping down on people just coming into the United States. So it's just gonna be tough to move to the United States unless you got something to offer, something that the United States can use. If the United States can use your talent, you in. But if not, then you just on the outside looking in. It's going to be more seniors homeless. Seniors living in their cars, and that used to be a thing that was unheard of. You're going to have more women living on the street, homeless. Again, people going to be living in cars. People going to be living wherever they can live because it's going to get so expensive just to have a roof over your head. And, will it get any better anytime soon? We'll see. But, with jobs being cut back, artificial intelligence starting to come on the scene now, that's going to take a lot of jobs. I remember when I was managing an office building, they got rid of the guys that maintained the air conditioning heating unit, and the guy spent the whole month there rewiring the system where it was all computerized. And the computer did most of the heavy lifting. So that's where we're headed. A lot of white collar workers are going to be out of work. And then you're going to see white collar workers trying to get into the blue collar field to find employment. And if you're a young person, you need to get started right away on what you want to do and how you're going to go about doing it, because time is moving so fast. You're young today, you'll be old tomorrow. And that's just the way life works. Time waits for no one. So if you want to survive in the new world, you're going to have to figure it out. Again, there's just going to be two groups of people. It's going to be the rich people and the poor people. And then it's like survival of the fittest. You know, some going to survive, some won't. And that's just reality. You know, everybody ain't going to make it. You know, some people going to do okay. Some people not going to do okay. But it's up to the individuals. You know, Medicare and Social Security is going to be really challenging in the future to get on. You know, it's going to be a lot of obstacles. So, and most people are going to just give up because, you know, it's going to be so challenging to get on Medicare and Social Security and Medicaid that people are just going to say, you know, the heck with it. They'll just do without, you know. So, student loans and what's some of the other things, the safety nets, those things are starting to be peeled back. You know, they won't be as available to the masses like they are now. You know, if you want to get a student loan or you need Medicaid or you need SNAP or whatever, those things they starting to wane because the government is cutting back on those programs. And then therefore, it's going to be up to the individuals to figure out what they going to do. And like I say, everything is moving really fast, and we'll see. Again, this is Kate, back at it with a new video. Take care, guys.